Hello, AP US History parents. My name is Mr. Williamson, and I am the AP US History teacher of your student. And this video is just to give you information about the class, what we've done so far, and some of the procedures that might help you or help your student out going forward. So right now we are on our third time period. So we start at basically 1491 with the exploration. We talk about the people that were here prior to Columbus coming over to the New World and European settlement in the New World. And then we really talk about colonization, and then that's kind of our first two time periods. And then our third time period that we're on right now is all about the Revolution. So we're talking about the Revolutionary War. We just got done with that last week, and now we're talking about the new government that has been created or is being created. And so we are kind of on the founding documents now. So we are officially the United States of America at this point in our history. We go through it fairly quickly. So we go from here, and then before we know it, by Christmas time, we're done with Civil War, and then by May 6th at 8 a.m., we are done with basically the 2008 election. I think we maybe will touch on President Trump's election, but that's about it. We don't go into depth with that just yet. I can imagine that will only be a few more years before we cover his presidency as well as 2020, which will hopefully, assuming, be its own unit. So anyway, that's what we've covered so far. Our test for time period 3 is this week. So we will test on time period 3 this week and then quickly get into kind of westward expansion and some of those things. So that's coming up. That's kind of what we've done so far. I know that's just a brief synopsis of the time periods, but ask your student for more information. I hope they'll be able to tell you at least something. A couple of procedures that might be interesting and might help out. One, I allow test corrections for every test and quiz that we do. We will do numerous quizzes. We've only had 2 so far, 2 quizzes, and then we've had 1 test. There is more coming up. We kind of ease into it a little bit, and then we get going. So the test corrections, again, my whole goal is for them to learn. My whole goal is for them, not necessarily, they might not have gotten it the first time, but hopefully after doing test corrections and researching the information, they can understand what they did wrong and what they, or the correct answer, or why the correct answer is correct. I guess that's probably the more important thing, not just that it's correct, but why it's correct. And so that's the sheet that I have them fill out, and I give them partial credit back on their test and in the grade book. My whole goal is learning, not necessarily grades. My whole goal is learning, and so I'm okay giving them credit for something they didn't do right away, as long as they learn. I mean, that's what education is for, is to learn. Education to me is not as much grades as it is the learning aspect of it. So that's why I do the test corrections. We do a lot of writing. We're going to get into more writing. Again, we've eased into it. We've kind of started with our short answer questions. We did a little activity on those, and now we are just finished writing thesis statements, and we're going to get into first paragraph contextualization probably next week after our test. And then that will pretty much, we'll really focus on those 2 things for the first semester, really. And then get into the second semester, that's when we will expand the LEQ, a long essay question, as well as DBQ, document-based question. So we will be doing some writing. We've done writing basically every week up until this point, and that will not change. I try to do something like a writing Wednesday, and so every Wednesday they'll have some kind of a prompt, and sometimes we'll get class time to work on it. Other times it'll just be homework, and it's due the following Wednesday. So every Wednesday they'll get a writing sheet, and then it will be due the following Wednesday. So they can expect that, you can expect that. And for the first semester anyway, that's just going in as assignments. It's not assessed yet, because I feel like it's vital for them to get a lot of practice in. But starting with the second semester, we'll probably do a lot of those as assessments and see how they write as assessments, and they'll be graded as such. So I'm going to post this video to YouTube. And so if you have any questions, I'm assuming other parents and other students have the same questions. So feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and I will try to answer those for all students and all parents. Otherwise, if you want to email me, my email is kory.williamson@k12.sd.us, and I will gladly answer. All right. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you want to sign up for conferences, the link is on Remind. Can't wait to hear you.